Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to Let's Play Super Metroid. This is some type of artist. In the last episode, cleaned up Meridia and we started Lower Norfair. It was a little short, but whatever. Prefer a shorter episode to a longer episode, to be honest. It's weird, like, well, come on, screw attack up. You can do it. Come on. Yes. Space jump is so wonky, man. Really, come on, it's not hard, dude, come on. Can you see why I prefer wall jumping? It's just so much nicer. Anyway, who cares, whatever. Get to this part again where we just tear through all these rippers. It's so cool. Are they called rippers? I feel like they're called rippers, but I could be wrong. I know some enemy names in Metroid, I don't know all of them. I think the way we want to go is right, but I think there's something else we can get if we go up here. Come on, dude, I just powerbombed. Why didn't it go through? You know what, just screw attack these guys. Just don't even bother. Because I know around here is another pickup that I used to miss quite a bit, and dang it, kill all these guys to get out. Alright, because we want to come through that room from a different direction, and I can't remember off the top of my head now because I'm getting a little confused. Is this a room where I powerbomb through the ceiling? I don't think it is. Yeah, it's another one. Okay, whatever. We're gonna keep going. I'm getting a couple different rooms mixed up is all. I think the next room it's gonna be the rising lava. Yeah. There's just this other awesome part where, well, if you don't screw up, it's a pretty awesome part where you just break through these pillars that, you know, are weakened or whatever. Oh, I'm so itchy, dude. I got sunburnt while I was on vacation. I'm not used to getting sunburnt. I never really spend, you know... It was the first time I went swimming in a pool in probably 10 years or so. So I applied sunscreen and all that, but I guess it just wasn't enough, or I got on my back where I couldn't reach, and, well, needless to say, yeah, it's here that I'm thinking of. Needless to say, you know, I got sunburn and I'm itchy all over where I got it. Yeah, this is where I was thinking of. Okay, so get all the way to the left here. There's actually a secret passage with this... Forget if it was Nintendo Capri Sun or another Let's Player I watched, but he called it, like, this Mickey Mouse room, because it looks like Mickey Mouse's, you know, ears and head. If you go any further down there, you're gonna fall through blocks, and that leads to the room we were just in. So, no. You really don't have a lot of wiggle room there at all. Okay, nope. No, come on. Thank you. Alright, so let's go back down and let's actually continue our trek through Norfair. Okay, this is another room that looks a lot bigger on the map than it really is. It's basically you got rising lava and, well, you gotta escape it. Now, one thing I mentioned before, the gravity suit lets you get through lava. This is acid, I think. I think that was, like, what the official explanation was on some wiki or whatever. Like, there is an actual difference between the looks and colors and the texture of lava in this game that you can go through safely with the gravity suit, and acid, which just still hurts you no matter what. Now, we'll come back here later, but there is something I want to get now. So go through this other cave that also looks like some kind of monster, because it's right here. There's no point in, like, not getting it. It's another energy tank, which, believe it or not, one of my runs of this game, having this extra energy tank did save me in the Ridley fight. Yeah, because like I mentioned before, I don't know, Ridley, sometimes he's easy, sometimes he's... Get out of here. Sometimes he's, not. I don't know. I'd love to see like a no damage run against Ridley, because honestly I feel like you have to take damage in that fight no matter what. These things here, I was surprised. In the manual, these are actually space pirates. I thought they were just monsters of some kind, but they're space pirates, and I just thought that was cool. Yeah, I love that you can look up game manuals online. Because, like, yeah, it sucks that a lot of people don't have access to the manuals if they're buying, like, cartridges or whatever, or if they're buying, like, the digital version of games, but, like, you can still find most of them online, you know? There are sites out there dedicated to, like, collecting them. But in the Super Metroid manual, those were actually space pirates, and I was surprised about that. Because those enemies are also in Metroid Fusion. Metroid Fusion borrows a lot from Super Metroid, but, like, I don't know. I'm kind of okay with it. I was actually surprised to see how many enemies I recognized in Super Metroid when I played it for the first time, because I had seen them before in in Metroid Fusion. Because I guess the concept of Metroid Fusion is the X-Parasites are mimicking patterns of monsters that were captured by the Federation, although a lot of those were on the planet you explore in Metroid 2, which I have never played before, and I still would like to. I played Metroid AM2R, and I loved it. I freaking loved it so much. There's another game with, like, wonderful atmospheric music that has a bunch of different range of emotions, but I've only played it the one time, and I don't know. I really just need to sit down and play it again sometime. But I'd also like to play the actual original Game Boy Metroid 2 as well as the 3DS remake of it. But I don't have a 3DS, so I need to, like, kind of solve that problem. I've been saying I've been gonna solve that problem for, like, the longest time. I wanted to get, like, enough, because I don't know. I am always, like, hesitant to spend, like, a lot of money on stuff I don't need, and, like, I don't need a 3DS, you know, I just want a 3DS. So, you know, it's always never been, like, I don't know, like, something I'm worried too much about. And I was even wondering with the Switch, is the 3DS even going to be, like, relevant? And I guess you're just going to listen to me as I just grind off these guys here. Because I'm kind of low on super missiles, and I kind of want to get back up before going against Ridley. But I know I have a pretty big car repair coming up, so I want to take care of that first. And then by the time I do that, it's going to be Christmas. So I'm going to have to spend money on gifts and stuff too. But I don't know. I just kind of made a chart for myself to kind of keep track of my spending, so hopefully I'll be a little more aware of just exactly how much money I'm spending on things, and hopefully that lets me control my spending a little bit more. Which really sucks, because September, that's a good month for games for me. I got... There's Dragon Ball FighterZ coming out at the end of the month for the Switch. Now, I don't have a PS4, the Switch is like the latest console that I own. And I was hoping they were going to bring FighterZ to the Switch, and I remember even on Twitter they asked how many of you would be interested in bringing the game to the Switch, because I think at the time they weren't planning on it until people started speaking up. I'd like the game on the Switch. So I said my piece on there. Enough other people did, I guess it's getting ported. And then there's Valkyria Chronicles 4. I love the original Valkyria Chronicles, and I was even saying to somebody the other day, you know what, I would love if they made a Valkyria Chronicle games for the Switch. I've never played the second one, and then I think 3 is Japan exclusive, but I'd really like to try that out too. Undertale is coming to the Switch. I don't need that, but I love Undertale, and honestly, I'm definitely in the mood to play through the game again. So, I don't know. If that game's, like, cheap because I don't know how much a physical copy of that game is gonna be. Then I'll probably pick that up, but like, oh, I don't know. I could wait on all these games. I just feel silly because it's like I wanted them, you know. I wanted them to come out, and I don't know. Here they are, and it's like, I don't know. I'm just gonna be putting them off because I'm trying to save up money for this stupid car repair. But whatever. Oh, are we done? How long was I sitting there? Okay. I don't know if I'm going to keep that in or not. It was just me talking about games coming up this month. But anyway, you guys ready? It's time. Ridley! No, just kidding. I know, I know, a lot of people really hate Samus's interaction with Ridley and Metroid Other M. Because it's like she's fought Ridley so many times before. It's like, why is she getting post-traumatic stress disorder over it now? And I don't know exactly how I feel about that statement on its own, because it's like, I don't know, if Samus is at a vulnerable point in her life because the baby Metroid is dead, and she thought of it as, like, her child, I could see her being in, like, a more vulnerable position to get scared by Ridley. I mean, you never see Samus's reaction to anything in the games, you know? She's behind the mask, so it's like, how do you know she's not scared fighting him right now? However, I can also kind of agree, you know, over time you do have this image of Samus built up in your head, so it's like, maybe that performance of Samus wasn't exactly what you had in mind. But I don't know, I gotta play through Other M myself before I give any kind of real thought on it. I just know, you know, most of, like, the plot problems people have with the game. Like, I thought it was actually kind of, you know, everyone always complains about Samus, like, losing her abilities with each game. And, like, here, if what I'm understanding is correctly, she has them all in Metroid Other M, she's just not allowed to use them on the ship. And it's like, well, I don't know. It's kind of stupid for Samus to be taking orders from this guy that we've never met before. But at the same time, it's like, well, you're all asking for a reason why Samus doesn't have her powers at the beginning of the game, and here they actually invented some kind of, you know, thing about why she can't use it. It's stupid, but I don't know. I'll give them points for trying. Anyway, Ridley went down. Bye-bye, Ridley. See you next game. But the baby Metroid is gone! Ah! The baby. Well, excuse me. Give me that energy tank. So, yeah, I was talking over the intro. I think I meant to read it, but I kind of was like, I forget what I was talking about. I think I was just excited to play Super Metroid. So basically, at the end of the Metroid 2 for the Game Boy, Samus rescues infant Metroid at the end of her trip to annihilate an entire species. And delivers it to that research station where the beginning of the game took place. And then Ridley killed everybody on board and took the baby for himself back to planet Zebes, where Samus had originally defeated him and the supercomputer Mother Brain, or whatever. And she's found, oh my god, the planet's back in action. They're coming back for a second attack, and they're gonna use the Metroids for their problems or whatever, I don't know. So, Samus needs to rescue the baby again. Tiny little baby Metroid. I love this music so much. Everyone does. It's nothing unique, but goddamn, like this and the Brinstar music in this game, I feel like people would probably remember the most. Probably because they're two of the only songs that have an actual, like, tune to them. Because the rest is just more kind of atmospheric noises and stuff like that. I was actually kind of surprised to find that Metroid Prime 2 borrowed one of Meridia's themes for Torvus Bog. Metroid Prime 2 is one of those games I've got mixed feelings about because, like, I don't know. I don't find it as good as Prime 1 or Prime 3. I feel like there's a lot in Metroid Prime 2 that makes playing it kind of a pain in the ass, but I wouldn't call it a bad game. It's just like, I don't know. It's just got a lot of things about it that make the game a little more tedious than it needed to be. And aside from that, I also kind of feel like most of the areas aren't as interesting. I actually like Torvus Bog in that game a lot. Not so much that when you go underwater, but like the swamp music above. That's like one of my favorite tracks in the Prime series, to be honest. But yeah, I didn't like the main hub area all that much. The music was fine, but I just kind of thought it was like a little boring. And then you go to like a wasteland that's practically the same thing. This is another one of those doors that kind of teases you about a future item that you can't get quite yet. So we're gonna get that in about 30 seconds, so it doesn't matter. Here's another one of those secret doors. The Sky Sanctuary is a really cool place, but that's kind of, you know, a pain to get through as well. I don't know. I gotta play Prime 2 again. It's been a decent while for me since I've played it, so maybe a revisit's in order. But it's definitely one of those games I prefer, you know, watching a Let's Play of rather than playing it myself. So, you know, then they can, like, cut all the stuff out. There's also, like, a lot of backtracking in Prime 2, if I'm remembering correctly. And you can't really do the hunt for, like, the Sky Temple keys, which are, like, the Chozo artifacts in Prime 1. Until like the end of the game, which I thought was annoying because I remembered where a lot of them were, but to my surprise, the game just wouldn't let me get them until it wanted me to get them at the very end. You know, everybody complains about the Chozo artifacts in Metroid Prime 1 and how it brings the game to a screeching halt, but like, you know, Metroid Prime 1 isn't exactly the longest game in the world. It's still very much a replayable game. So, like, once you know where they all are, it's, you know, not a big deal to go get them. And on top of that, like, I don't know, you can get a lot of them before, you know, you need to get to the end of the game. But I don't know, I guess I'll talk more about that whenever I happen to do the Metroid Prime Let's Play. I'm still kind of in the mood to do a bunch of shorter games for the moment, because I don't know, there's a lot of things I want to do at the moment, and I feel like I'm kind of spreading myself a little too thin, so I kind of want to concentrate on getting a few of the shorter things out of the way first, if that makes any sense. I don't know. And the music stopped. Boo. That must mean we're back in regular Norfair. So believe it or not, this brings us back here, where we got the wave beam. And the speed booster, for that matter. And you know what? I still think it's so fun to do that wall jumping trick to get that reserve tank early. But it probably is just faster to wait until you can just, you know, space jump over there. But anyway, so we have all 4 of our bosses defeated now. So we can go finish the game. However, there are still a few more pickups we can get in criteria. And I'm actually getting a little nervous because I want to see, I do want to see where we're at for, you know, our maximum number of missiles and things like that, because I'm wondering if I missed something. If I missed something, it's not the end of the world. I just kind of, I've done 100% runs of this enough times where it's like I don't feel silly or anything, but I don't know. I would like to do it for the Let's Play. I know I'm not probably going to get the best ending because of the time thing. And, you know, that's just something I've accepted. It's fine. But I would like to at least get 100%. So let's see. I kind of just want to make it back to my ship before we call it an episode. I think there's enough time. Not that I have a time limit or anything, but I usually like to keep these videos around 20 minutes long. I'm at the 20-minute mark right now. I don't know if I'm going to leave out the part where I was just kind of refilling my missiles and everything, but whatever. Bomb! 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 Oh, we can definitely get back to our ship. Well, if we don't, you know, screw up the space jump. Oh, that's right, though. Oh, this actually might be a little more of a pain than it needs to be. I guess we'll find out. Because the screw attack destroys the rippers now. And... oh my god, it destroys those walls, too. I forgot. Can we do this? Because it doesn't destroy up there. That's the problem. Crap. We just destroyed all that coming down. Well, here, you know what? We're just not gonna... if worse comes to worse, we can go through where we got the morph ball. But I think it's faster to do it like this. I'm just gonna have to bunny hop. Well, not bunny hop. You know what I mean. Or normal jump. Alright, not a big deal. Because I am actually curious to see what our game totals are right now. There's always, I don't know, I always really like the elevators in these 2D games. I like this kind of like suspense before going into a new area, like wondering like, because Samus moves so quickly in this game too, and in other games it's like a nice little brief rest before starting her next challenge. Just like another detail I really like. Same thing in the Prime games with the elevators. Alright. Okay. I guess I stopped running a frame too early. Alright. So let's see. What are we at? That's not good. That's not good. I'm a little nervous, guys. Because I know we have 2 more missile expansions and an energy tank where we're gonna go. But I think I'm still missing a missile expansion and a power bomb somewhere. And there's no pickups in the final area. What did I do wrong? Oh well. Well, it looks like this isn't going to be a 100% run, because at this point in the game, if I'm missing something, it could be anywhere. Okay, well, anyway. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm going to do this last little area of criteria, and then after that, we're going to go finish the game, probably in the next episode, because we really don't have much more to do. So I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.